has failed woefully. It is not just a statement, it is a reality of fact. Alhaji Atiku Abubakar reacts to what is currently going on, the adoption and killings going on in Kaduna as well as BENUE. He says if he was the president, things would have been different. How can we have a president in this country and such things are happening? Everyone is quiet. Tinubu is a failure. And until we come to terms with it and understand that this man cannot continue to lead this country, we may not be able to go very far. Alhaji Atiku Abubakar declares. Well, my people, you have heard the presidential candidate of the People Democratic Party, former vice president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, talking about Tinubu's failure in no small way. The guy said Tinubu has failed. He has failed, and there is no other word to describe it. I mean, recently, what happened in Kaduna is unbelievable. Is it just Kaduna? What about Benue State? Oh dear. Oh dear. It's just ridiculous things that are going on. It feels like we have no security personnel in this country. When other issues that are trivial that could have been settled within, between citizens, you see the security agencies, the DSS, the police, the army, the navy, they flex their muscles. But when it comes to the nitty-gritty of the matter, doing the job as it is, they are nowhere to be found. What a nation, what a people. Please don't forget to give us a thumbs up, like us, share, subscribe. Thank you. Tinubu has failed woefully. Should I begin to name them? Atiku reacts to adoption and killings in Kaduna, Benue State. Presidential candidate of the People Democratic Party in the last election, Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, has criticized President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's administration over the worsening security situation in the country. In a statement on Friday, Atiku condemned the killings in Benue as well as the adoption in Kaduna and Borno State adoption. Recall that bandits kidnapped over 280 pupils and teachers from government secondary school in LEA primary school in Koji, Kaduna State on Thursday. This incident occurred barely 24 hours apart. Insurgents adopted more than 200 internally displaced women in Borno State. They were living in the IDP camp where they were adopted again. In reaction, Atiku lamented that the problem of insecurity in Nigeria is worsening day by day. So you mean there were no security agencies in the internal disposed camp of these people? That people who have gone through this situation are going through it again? What a nightmare. Describing it as a clear mismanagement of government and failure on Tinubu's part. The problem of insecurity in Nigeria is worsening by the day. The media has been awash with terrifying news of banned kidnapping and bloodletting and has turned our country into a phase where most areas have a field day and nothing is being done. They go on with the deceit of repentant bandits, and Tinubu is buying into it. What a sad day. Within 1 week, there have been many reports, cases of mass adoption of helpless citizens in the northwest region of the country, northeast, as well as the north central regions in our area. In the early hours of Thursday, school children numbering over 280, together with their teachers, were adopted in Kanji, Kano State by bandits, riding on motorcycles without any challenge by any security agencies. They came, they saw, they conquered. Not a single security agent on ground. Earlier in the week, it was reported as scores of women and children fetching firewood were adopted by gunmen, bandits suspected to be Bokos. It was also reported that over 200 people, mostly women and children, were adopted from the IDP camp in Ningali in Borno State. Just yesterday, scores of people were killed in a massacre at Wandono, a community in Mombolo East local government area of Benue State. These cases are endless. Should we begin to name them? The day will fail us. And the problem seems like The president has come to terms with it and has accepted it. The All Progressive Congress-controlled government has failed woefully to give the people any form of security at all. It is clear that the manifestation of failure of the government is clearly showing all around us. Atiku expresses sympathy for the victims and their families, urged security agencies to step up to safeguarding Nigerians from banditries and terrorism, saying we cannot go on like this. Your excuse is no longer tenable. It's not your fault. The person in question, the leader, the commander-in-chief, has no vision for the country. The statement reads, the government has continued to play the ostrich while the nation plunged into greater insecurity. Why the weak and the vulnerable are neglected. The government is making empty promises that goes nowhere. Adoption, killings, to mention but a few. The army and all our women and girls are ravished by these insurgents and nothing is being done. Can we continue like this? It is high time Nigerians take a stand and ask the man in question, Tinubu, what are you doing? If you're doing nothing and you have no solution, leave the place for capable hands to come in. I like that conclusion. If you cannot do anything, leave the place for capable hands to come in. That is the cry and the call currently making real statement at the moment. People have continued to suffer needlessly. Why? We have a government that cannot be bothered with anything going on. And funny enough, Nigerians are quiet. Nigerians are quiet. You may wonder, yes, by the time the whole nation rises up together as one, the government will have no, who is the government? Where we have no system, of accountability, of checks, where we could relate with those in quote and unquote an authority. How do you reconcile all of this? So these are clear indications that until we begin to really sincerely align with what is right to make this nation move forward, we don't know how far, and when people are going to begin to get safe. Women going to nearby to get firewood are being adopted. Women and children. And yet we have a government. School children, 280, and their teachers. Yes, not a single security agent on ground. And yet everyone is quiet. The nation continue with business as usual, as if all is well. Until you become restless and say, you know what, enough is enough. The problem of it is that in Nigeria, so long as it has not affected you directly, people kind of, stay back and say, what's my business? It's okay. They kind of like, they don't really take it very seriously. Rise up to the occasion and take the bull by the horn. It's very sad, but sadly, this is what is happening. And so if we want to make real tenable progress, everyone will have to come on board. Enough is enough. People cannot even leave their house, close their eyes and sleep peacefully. The other day in Abuja, people were sleeping. A family that has 6 daughters, they're in their house. And guess what? They came in, took the 6 away, took one's life after the parents have paid. Leave us a comment. God bless. Bye for now.